This weekend we're camping up by the, we're in the Fish Lake National Forest near the KImberly Mining District up Sevier Canyon, and we've come up towards Fish Creek. And right here you can see this is the Fish Creek Meadows. The creek is down off the edge over there a little bit, so it's over there. And we got a whole group of us, a whole bunch of family up here, and we're all riding ATVs and driving around in this area. This is an area when I was a kid, we used to come camping up here. We'd come deer hunting sometimes. Was a good time. You can see some of the area up here where a fire came through a few years ago. Over here it's untouched. Up there you can see the trees that are down where it got burnt. Anyway, we're just up here playing around, checking out this area, so come along with us.
But you still struggle going up hills.
That one, the only one hill he struggled with.
Going up to the, what, Trapper Fry.
Yeah.
Right over that one big rock.
So right over there, that hill goes up to a little cone shape up on top there. That's a mountain my grandpa always called Marble Top. He says if you climb up to the top of it there where it's bald, all the rocks up on top are round. I've never climbed up there to test him out, but that's what he says. Those mountains right there, those bald ones up there, are the Baldy Mountains. Right up there you can see some cliffs and stuff. Fish Creek comes down off of those mountains, flows down through there, and right in there somewhere some waterfalls. We've hiked up there a little ways. I don't think we've ever made it all the way to the falls. But Fish Creek comes down there. There used to be a road that went down to Fish Creek and they blocked it off, but when I was a kid we could go down there. We'd go down and go fishing in the creek all the time. It was, you could catch little trout and they were all fresh. Natural trout. So right down there, you can see the road we came up on, up here, clear up on top here, and this up here we call Tip Top. And you can see a long ways. You see I-70 along through there. See the trucks on it way down there. This valley over here that's kind of green is the valley that Highway 89 goes up. Side Trail 13. This way. That's where we're headed. So this is Winkler Point. It's named after Ernest Winkler. Worked for the Forest Service. And it says he was an administrator, conservationist, left his mark in the hearts of those who knew him, the national forest areas he supervised. And from this point can be viewed the mountains, valleys, and deserts he loved. So you can see pretty good view up here. All the way out there, and over here looking out, I think that might be Richfield right there. Here's the cabin. Brig and Pansy stayed here, and they had their hired hands stayed upstairs. And then when they had started a family, had kids, then they bought a farm down in Joseph, according to that sign over there, and that's where Pansy stayed with the kids. Right over there is one of the mine entrances where they would mine, dig the dirt out of the ground right there. This mine actually produced quite a bit of ore, so didn't do too bad. They've still got the tracks here in the ground where they had the rail cars. They'd put them in there, fill them up with ore, and then run them out down the track and dump it off the edge over there. So here the track comes out. You can see the dirt kind of changes color, so all of this right here is extra dirt that they've dumped out of the mine, the ore. There's a few more pieces of track there, so they could actually keep going if they needed to. This looks like the remnants of another cabin that was built here. It's pretty much rotten, had trees falling on it and everything, but there's looks like a little bit of the foundation and even a door left there. I don't see any roof boards or anything, so maybe it wasn't a cabin, maybe it was just a little corral to keep horses or something like that. But anyway. So this right here, all this wood you see here, was the entrance to one of the main mine tunnels here. And right outside of the entrance here they had like gondolas set up here that haul the ore out, load it into buckets, and it was transferred down the mountain to the processing facility. And then from there the ore was transferred from the processing facility, and the tailings were taken from there and dumped in another spot. And we can maybe see some of the ruins, some of the leftover pieces of the cars and cables and everything over there. So this area right through here was the mining town of Kimberly. This was Lower Kimberly, where the main town was. They had a jail, city hall, a couple bars. This main road right here was like Main Street, and all these little flat places off to both sides is where they had the different buildings at. Most of the stuff has either been hauled off or just rotted away, so there's not much left. The jail, the original jail from here, is actually in Pioneer Park. I believe that's in the, this is the place. So there's the ore processing facility. The ore would come down from the different mines to there, get processed, then the tailings would go on down here into the tailings dump. Can't see it very much from here, but it's right down there. See if I can get a better shot of it down the road a bit. All this gray area down here, this is the tailings dump. What was left after they processed and got all the ore and everything out. You see the building right up there, came down. There's I don't know what you want to call it, a structure that ran the cable cars. There was one there, one over here. They'd come down, dump the tailings out, and it was a liquid. The tailings were kind of like mud, and so it spread out and made a pretty flat spot. But that's what they did. They just run it down from up there, from the building right up there, down through those cables, and then dump it right down in here.